Sisters, friends, and family, we're going to move on to our next little activity. We're going to have the bride and groom come up here and sit in front of everybody, if they will. I don't know what you call this position, but just present Eva and Randy to everybody. I know as they visit us a couple times over the last several months that they've been very patient with the bureaucracy that they had to deal with getting everything lined out to enable them to get married. I want to thank just partially right quick because thank goodness for the internet and the ability for us to get on the internet and to go and discover new things and even new individuals. We can thank the person that invented the internet, Al Gore, at least a little bit, for their ability to get together. But we know that the internet has many good attributes that we can use. What we're going to do is some of you know Randy. I knew Randy back. His parents were in the park ward over at Kennewick, and that's kind of how I knew he was years ago. Karen and I moved over here and was in the 3rd ward with him, and we followed him now into the 8th ward. It's kind of like the big brother or the younger brother. Eva, I believe she was born in Austria, and we probably obviously know a lot less about her. What's fascinating when you start talking to people, sometimes you never know what individuals have done in their past. Now, Eva was involved with racing, and we're going to let her tell you how she was involved with that, of all things.
Racing, I was involved with sailing racing. Sailings. More the racings, it was, there is like a driver license for sailing boats, and I was the one in this federation, Austrian federation, to allow the people to can drive a sailing boat. Yeah, that's what I did for many, many years, and I gave them all the exams, and I wrote and admit the driver licenses. That's what I did.
Were you involved with as a youth? Were you involved with any sports, or what did you enjoy doing?
I did since I was 3 years old. Artistic gymnastic, and I stopped when I was when my children were born. I competed, also, that's true.
What was your specialty?
Well, they were all specials. You have to compete in all special competitions, so you couldn't choose. I'm not prepared now to speak about that.
We're all family here. Now you can go ahead. Trust us. Trust us. We're all family.
And I'm missing the words, so I don't know the special names in making this exercise or whatever. And my last competitions, they were ballroom dancing. You have to learn something. I'm kidding. It's okay.
He's definitely on your side, on your team.
Yeah.
Tell me to teach at the church.
Yeah, we had many programs at the church also in Austria that we teach some members who was willing to learn to dance.
Hot dog, well, some sure, yeah.
Samba or rumba or cha-cha-cha or, I don't know, waltz, whatever.
All right, Randy.
Remember, you have to tell the truth because your sister's sitting right there.
You can't comment at all.
Typical sibling.
My two things that I did, and she'll verify this, was number one, marble playing. I loved marbles. And number two, I play baseball. So those are my two major things. I messed around with golf a little bit, but only to hit windows.
Randy, how long did you play? Through high school or?
Yeah, I played baseball up until high school. I didn't play in high school. So
What do you follow now? What's your, you got
my major emphasis now is football, and it's Husky football.
the family is now divided because I know some of them are
Cougar fans.
Cougar fans.
So we know that.
We have, it's okay, we have red and white to prove we're Cougar.
I understand that you enjoyed music also. What type of music did you like?
I used to enjoy all kinds of music, but Eva says, "Oh, you used to like that hippie music." And I did. I liked the music of the late 60s and early 70s.
Give me a couple bands.
I give you a couple of bands. Like I said, I liked Jefferson Airplane a lot. If you've ever heard their band, I like that very much. And I also like Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young. Yeah. And Neil Young. That's Neil Young, yeah. She's been indoctrinated to Neil Young. We'll find it. Sometime tonight you'll hear it on our song is Neil Young's song.
Eva, I understand that you spent some time in Italy, and as Americans, for a lot of us, that's a place that a lot of us would like to go on vacation. Maybe you could tell us a little bit about some of the places that you lived there, what you liked about it.
Yeah, I lived for 15 years in South Tyrol, in Bolzano. There are a lot of mountains there, there are a lot of lakes there. And it is on the northern part, it's on the border with Austria. The people there, they are talking or speaking two languages, German and Italian. The most of the part, the people there, they are German because this was one time part of Austria until it's the First World War. It came to Italy, or after the First War, yeah. And then I lived for 2 years, a little more than 2 years in Tuscany. Tuscany, the city is Arezzo. Who knows about a little music? I know in Europe, when you are studying something with music, you know the first address is Arezzo because there is coming, it's like a priest who invented the music notes. It's Guido di Arezzo, called, and he's famous for that. And Arezzo is also the oldest city from Italy. It's older than Rome. There are coming the Etruscans there. Yeah. And it's a very nice and beautiful city. So yeah, it's very warm there also in the summertime, but very humid. So you are sweating all the time. Even though doing nothing, you are sweating. You are wet and sticky. Yeah. Yeah, I'm speaking Italian perfect, yeah. Yeah.
About your children and where they're living now?
Yeah, my children, they grew up in Bolzano, and my daughter is still living there, but she moved there again. I will tell after my divorce, I went with the children, or I moved to Vienna. And my daughter went back to Bolzano a few years ago because her father was doing very bad, and he died in the meantime. And yeah, she's still there. My son is married. They are members of the church, my daughter not. They married in the temple also, and they have 2 little children. Yeah, one, he is getting 3 years now in August, and the second one 2 years in November. And I miss them very much. Yeah. Especially the bigger one. Oma. It's like, yeah, grandma, when I'm coming. Yeah.
What's up? What attracted each of you to each other?
How did you meet?
That's a good one, yeah.
How did you?
Yeah, okay, how we met. We met on the LDS side on the internet. It's on LDS Minutes. And yeah, I remember the first or the date exactly when Randy wrote me the first notes. And it was the 15th December 2011.
Was he a romantic? Did he send you a poem or write you a poem?
Oh, many times, yeah. But first, I will tell, we talked very, very much on Skype, so we could see each other. We talked for hours. I remember how many hours we spent to talk to each other. And yeah, and it was very interesting that after 2-3 months or so, I felt and I had this very, very deep feeling that this is the man that the Lord chose for me. It was very, very deep, this feeling. Yeah.
Randy?
Do you remember when I first wrote to you, that first email? I do. You asked that question. What made Eva's, because in these things you put a little introduction usually, right? And she had a very nice introduction. It wasn't like I'm looking for so-and-so or this type of person or that type of person. She bore a testimony of Jesus Christ. That was what hers was. She says, I'm looking for a man who wants to be heavily involved in the gospel because I have a strong testimony of Jesus Christ. And that's all I wrote to her. That's how it started. Now, do you remember? And that, and from there we started talking about other issues, but that I had decided before that was the core thing. And that was the most important thing to find out right away. And then most of these ads online, very few people said much about their church relationship or the relationship with Jesus Christ.
Tell us about your plans. Are you going to remain here? I know you're having to travel to Boise right now, I think.
Yeah, temporarily I'm working in Boise, so we've got to get an apartment down there because starting in July, after I come back, I'm going to have to work there 5 days a week. But our plans are to come home as long as the weather is good. Come home on the weekends. That's the plan.
We've got a couple little games that we're going to introduce to you here in just a second. Does anybody have any other questions that
We should see them dance their song first.
I don't think so. Championship dancer, that's.
I love it, come on, Eva.
Yeah, my
Well, I'll
wife,
tell you what, we'll practice, because Terry's got two left feet too.
Karen took a lot of years to dance too, and so
I could tell.
I'm always behind her. It's frustrating. Yes,
I've never seen it.
Ava, how many languages can you speak again?
Three perfect, yeah, I guess, or very good, so
Sir, but you speak others, tell them.
I'm speaking German, Italian and English. I learned also French, and a little Spanish. Yeah.
Well, I have trouble with just English. Yeah, it's not all my fault, I grew up in the South.
Anybody else have any questions? Okay, did you bring the, was that you that were bringing that, or did you forget?
We can maybe